Hello everyone. It's James again. And before I start today's video, I just want to quickly say, all work in this video contains 100% original content of and by myself James Smith, otherwise known as Bgood 4000, and was uniquely created with NAWMAL software, by myself James Smith. As I purchased commercial rights from NAWMAL to produce my unique and original video with this software. Commentary is uniquely my own thoughts, feelings, and expressions. Now that I have that out of the way, I do hope your day is going way better than fantastic. And your journey to self-betterment is going way better than fantastic as well. It's been a few days, people. How has everyone been doing out there? Even when it's just a few days away. I really miss you all. I enjoy your comments. Hearing your thoughts, ideas, and prayers. I truly hope you all are working hard on your self-healing. And things are going well for you. Well, today, I have some interesting ones. The first one is regarding this lady right here. Apparently she was to turn over her child to the foster mother and foster father of the child. I'm not sure what the circumstances as to why her being the natural parent was turning over her child to the foster parents. But it will become more evident it's a good thing she doesn't have full custody of her child. And hopefully after this situation, she has zero custody of her child. As the way it sounded to be. That they were doing a typical custody exchange. Much like a former husband and wife would do. Such as you have the child for a few days. And we'll meet up at a neutral and safe location. And you will take the child for another few more days. Sadly, this entire breakdown of the family unit is just sickening. It's just sickening. But we'll get more into my thoughts on that later in this video. And this is a news story you can look up. The video is just awful. It happened out of Los Angeles, California. So if you search that and woman runs over foster mother, you will get the video we are talking about. Oh, and thankfully the foster mother is okay. But with that being said, what happened in this instances was the foster father called the police. And they have audio in the video as well of his call. The foster father called the police saying he and the foster mother, I'm assuming they are married or are a couple, were having trouble with the natural mother of the child. That she was driving the child in the U-Haul truck behind her. Without a baby or child seat for the child's safety. And for those of my subscribers that aren't in the US, U-Haul is a company where you can rent trucks. Typically bigger than this one. When you move from one house to another. Sometimes people move across country. And drop the truck off at the U-Haul location once there. The truck that is behind her isn't the typical U-Haul truck most people would rent. That is unless they only had a couple of items to put in the back of the truck. However, if I were to guess, she likely just rented it to use as a daily driver. So the father called the police, saying there was trouble. And that he wanted some sort of police presence there when he did the child or custody exchange in the Target parking lot. The police showed up. They had a few words with the mother. The mother seemed to comply and handed the child over to the foster parents. She got into the truck and seemed to be driving away. Then she turned the truck around in the parking lot, gunning it towards the police officers and the foster parents, striking and running over the foster mother. She luckily was treated with superficial injuries and was quickly released from the hospital. So what happened here? Well, it's something I've been saying for a long time now. 14 years and growing. The narcissist parent. If they can no longer use their children as pawns. In this case the narcissist mother. They would either flip out and do something like this. Or they would abandon their child on the street. And in this case, this so-called mother was having a hard time coming to terms. She was losing her game of narcissistic abuse. Because though many narcissists are super smart and can keep healthy people out and away from their children so they can help them, some of these monsters screw up royally somewhere at some time. Where it becomes apparent to everyone around. that they are a complete and utter danger to their child. And as a side note, regardless if you are talking about children and their safety, and a narcissist mother or narcissist father, if you are dealing with someone that you think is a narcissist, get away from them. Please get away from them. Because if you trigger a deep narcissistic injury in them, your life could be in danger. Because I believe and think, this is where this so-called mother's impulses kicked into high gear, and she literally didn't care what happened to anyone, including herself. Because you see, she's used to be seen or told she is right about everything more than likely. And to be told she's a no good parent. And people aren't going along with her BS nonsense anymore. And she's needing to hand over her child to hopefully people that actually care for and love this child. She knows it's a matter of time, because she won't be handing her child over on the weekends. Or whatever it is. She will be handing her child over for good. Because self-improvement isn't in the narcissist's vocabulary. And it's not something they are capable of. Because there are some instances where, let's say, the parent, mother or father is an alcoholic, and they do what they have to do to get clean. They understand the boundaries. They understand at this point in time they are an unfit parent. And they understand no matter all the other things in their life that brought them to being an alcoholic, that's not their kid's fault. And it's up to them to do what they need to do to become a trusted parent. And that's not going to happen in a day or a weekend. But the narcissist doesn't think they have to change anything. It's everyone else's fault. And maybe they might say things like this woman said to the police, to make them think she was okay with what was happening. But the truth was, she was boiling inside, that her act is no longer working and people aren't seeing her how she wants to be seen. And her control and grip over her child is gone. And if her grip over her child is gone, she has nothing. Because these narcissist parents will feed on the pain and manipulation they do to their kids until they themselves are dead and gone. And then their now adult child has to wander around life trying to pick up the pieces. And possibly finding someone else to abuse them, sadly. And this is the breakdown of the family unit. Because this type of no accountability for parents is preached almost in society. And this woman is just shocked she's being held accountable. There should be a message that goes out. That your children are not meant to be used as tools for you to get your jollies over their pain. Or to use them within the system to get all the so-called help you want to get. I know. I've been there. I was the child caught in such a system. And that's all I was to my mother. And that was a check. The system should be rewarding the good parents. The parents that are trying to contribute to society. Not those that are using their children as pawns in the game. Because just like I've said, when the system doesn't work how the narcissist parents think it should work, or how they've seen it work for other narcissist parents, they boil with narcissistic rage. And they try to delete their kids. Or they try to delete the other parent. Or they try to delete innocent people standing right next to them. With that said, I do pray that this foster mother and father uses this event as evidence to get full and complete custody of this innocent child, and this evil woman never has anything to do with her child again. This is another example of when a narcissist overplays their hand. For one, be ready because you don't want to get hurt. But be always on the alert to get evidence. Because it might be just the thing you need to not only save yourself from a lifetime of misery of back and forth in court with them, but your child won't have to deal with their evil narcissistic behavior ever again. Pray for the child in this case. But with that said, I would love to know your thoughts. Also, thank you all for your support. I appreciate you all. If you want to support further, there is a link in the box below. And for those that can't support, I completely understand. Just you being here is enough. With that said, I do hope your day is blessed. And until next time, bye for now. And be good to yourself.